I know General Rabe Abubakar, a fine soldier, a gentleman too, fine officer. I'm from Katsina, he's from Katsina, he's from Batari. So a major general, a retired major general, could be abducted, he and his wife, by these illiterate, untrained, ragtag bandit. The bandit that is known. There's a clip of the governor of Katsina State. He said it, Muhammad, the same bandit that kidnapped this guy. Everybody knows he was born in Matazu. His parents.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. He's not foreign. He's not from Mali, Niger. Oh, yeah. What people don't understand is that all these bandits, all these bandits, it's not like Boko Haram that moved from Maiduguri to Woro or to Oyo State. No. Bandits do not stray away from areas of their operation. They don't. Rotimi Amechi is not a joke. He was the Director General of President Muhammadu Buhari's campaign.
Twice.
It's all over the place. He's not new to the north. I mean, he has a traditional title in Daura. He's not new to the north.
Seriously?
Yes, he does.
Wow.
He's not.
So the north is pleased with the choice of Usman?
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
Absolutely. It's a formidable force that absolutely.
What do you see in your crystal ball in 1 minute for next year elections?
Next year election, the question to us is there going to be an election?
There will be, definitely.
If they continue through this pathway.
This is Naija Unfiltered on SYMFONI TV. My name is Lawal Oluwade. And my guest today, this morning, is Professor Usman Yusuf, Professor of Hematology, Oncology, and Bone Marrow Transplantation. Prof, nice to have you on the show once again. You're back, definitely. Definitely. You're welcome.
Thank you.
We have quite some to cover, so let's get right into our conversation. And I think we should start with the political issues. The African Democratic Congress is currently enmeshed in all sorts of, some would say, contrived crisis. Before we even get to the legal issues, let's talk about the exit of former SGF, Babachir Lawal, from the ADC. And he made heavy weather of that situation, saying all sort of awful things about the presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, calling him names, alleging all sorts of malpractices in the primaries that produced Atiku Abubakar. Can you speak briefly about this, please?
And that is vintage BD Lawal. That's what he does. And for somebody to have risen to the level of secretary to the government, there are expectations in both words and deeds and decorum. And in all of those, he has failed. That's all I will say. He's exited, and you could see him talk with a lot of venom, which is very unbecoming. We have work to do. We have a real fight to fight. So Babachir Lawal's exit is honestly not in the grand scheme of things we should even be discussing. He is exited, and good luck to wherever he goes. And let's move on to real issues that concern Nigeria. He has personal issues, and he's saying a lot of vitriol and venom, very unbecoming of a person who's risen to the level of secretary to the government of the Federation. And nobody will do business with him. I wish him luck in his farm and his missionary work and whatever he does, but he should do better than that. We're better than that. We honestly are. We have work to do in Nigeria. This government is wreaking a lot of havoc in this country. And us wasting our time, investing time on an individual's exit is a waste of time, to be honest.
Yeah, I like your approach. That is not, in the grand scheme of things, is a small fry, yes. But there's an aspect that it would be remiss of me if I don't allow you to comment on it, because Babachir tried to stoke ethnic, disunity, fan the embers of disunity, as if we needed any additional fuel for such situation. I mean, Babachir, yes, came out guns blazing, and one of the things he said against VP Abubakar was that he's an ethnic bigot. Said all sort of things about Fulani people and all of those. But then my dear brother Kenneth Okonkwo reminded him that he was a Fulani man. The only public office you ever held in his entire life, the man who brought you from obscurity to national prominence, was a Fulani man. Address this, please.
And people that know him, I mean, I honestly don't know him. The few times I met him was when I was in the NHIS and he was the SGF. He was the one that signed my appointment letter, and I went to thank him. That was about the only time I met him officially. But looking at his public appearances and utterances tells you who he is. Wherever Mr. Babachir sits down, all he does is talk things about Fulani. He's nothing but the Fulani-hating, Islamophobic person that honestly has no political value, none whatsoever. President Muhammadu Buhari, the Fulani man from Katsina, helped him when he was a struggling contractor, PTF. That was where they met. Oh yeah, that was the origin of where they met. And elevated him to a position of secretary to the government. What did he bring to the table? Nothing. Did he bring money? No. Did he bring any electoral value? No. Did he bring any experience in government? No. So a Fulani man, a Muslim, elevated him. And I understand he was the person that stood for him was B.C. Akonde, who is a Muslim, I understand.
Exactly.
Gave him that post. And he ran into whatever problems he ran. And who kicked him out? Who engineered? And he said it himself. It was a pastor, a Christian pastor, Simbanjo. He was the one that he said it. I'm not saying it from him. So it was a Christian Yoruba that exited him out. President Muhammadu Buhari was still kind enough to him that he made him recommend his relative. Boss Mustafa was his relative as replacement. So, Babachir Lawal, wherever he sits, all he does is spew out Fulani-hating, Islamophobic garbage. We are better than that. We honestly are better than that. I have seen him on TV stations that I text the anchors and say, all this thing this gentleman is talking about, we need a right of reply. He says terrible things about my ethnic group, about my religion. And I text the anchor while they were still live. And the anchor said, oh, we'll call you. And they never do, because that is what they want to continue hearing, stuff from him. So he ran away from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who he said has been his friend for 40 years, during the election because of Muslim ticket. And that is his right. That is his prerogative. He ran away, he left them, he jumped ship just like Boala jumped ship. Is their right? I mean, I'm not happy with what you do. He jumped ship and now came to the ADC. And I understand wants to control what's happening in ADC in Adamawa. And that was some of the problems he had. Anyway, so why did he run back again? That same place he ran away from. The Muslim hotel. That was where he ran to again. So honestly, Mr. Babachir Lawal has not lived up to expectations. We know this is who he is. I mean, you can't change an old man that age continues to be. You could see the venom. You could see the hatred. You could see adds no value. Adds no value. And we're wasting our time talking about him. We're bigger issues in this country, to be honest with me. And I've advised the Atiku team to please not waste their breath. We have stronger issues. Let him continue to do that. He has no value politically or electorally. He brings nothing to the ticket. Nothing. Nothing. But he jumps from one place to the other. I personally wish him well, and he should take care of his health, because he's told the world on national TV that he's a diabetic. He takes insulin. He does that. He's in the farm. Let him go with the rest of his life and live well. But venom kills you. Kills you. We have better things. We have 200 million Nigerians suffering under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and we're investing time on this, on this. Come on, we're better than this. We're better things to talk about.
Okay, taking Prof. What's your reaction to, in the court of Mr. Justice Peter Lifo, who directed INEC, to deregister 5 political parties, including the African Democratic Congress, ADC, against all known legal precedents, conventions, electoral act, constitution, and all of those? What's your response to that?
This is nothing but judicial banditry. How can the NJC, National Judiciary Council, allow judges to go rogue? They have no right. The judiciary has no right to determine our democracy. Understand there's a subsisting order by a higher court to stop this until it hears the case in October. But all of a sudden, this guy comes from the back door and delivers a judgment. There are insinuations, serious worrying concerning insinuations that this judgment was given to him by the executive. And I'm shocked. And the Attorney General of the Federation should be ashamed of yourself to be involved in this, robbing to go and truncate democracy. Fighting. And INEC is up. What was their distance? What is the argument? The argument is that any party that does not win at least a seat in the National Assembly and the State Assembly should be delisted. Hello. The ADC, even before this coalition, had already won 2 seats in Kogi House of Assembly.
So House of Reps.
So House of Reps and 1 House of Assembly. Yes. So what is their argument? So if they say decamp, if they say because those elected decamped from the party, hello, more than 25 members of the National Assembly already decamped to the ADC. So what is their argument? I mean, this is nothing but political rascality and judicial banditry. They think, the judiciary and the executive think, we are just fools, Nigerians will just sit down and watch them do this. They need to be very careful. I have never seen, and I've said it again and again in this medium and many other, I've never seen a more reckless president than this, allowing all of this to happen. At a time like this, when this country is on tenterhook, people are not happy with this presidency, they've done the math. You see, there is no legal pathway for them. If there's going to be a free and fair election, there's not going to be a pathway for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come back in 2027. So all they are doing is they're all panicking. And Nigerians should ask themselves, a president or a party that say they have 31 out of 36 governors in their pockets. So many numbers of members of National Assembly in their pockets. Why are they panicking? Why are they panicking? All we are saying is allow the people, allow citizens to decide on in 2027 who becomes their leader. But all this they are doing, they are playing with fire. And I want to be on record. They've been warned several times, but I want to be on record. They need to be very, very careful. Very careful. They are going to cause a lot of problems in this country. What Nigerians need to know, their recklessness is informed by many of those people in government own the second passport. They have a shared allegiance to another country. They think they will destroy this country and hop on a plane and run away and leave this country burning. The people, this country was not just built, we all climbed on the shoulders of those before us. People that fought for this country, people that bled for this country. And you think everybody is going to sit down and allow these people to destroy this country because we gave them a contract for 4 years that they have failed? So I am cautioning them, I'm calling them to be very, very, very careful. They are playing with fire, they are playing with tiger's tail. The silence of the people should worry them. Should worry them. They should allow the space for everybody to have a choice to decide to choose whoever he wants. End of story. That's what democracy is. That's what democracy is. I'm really angry, and my anger will be transmitted as we get along and we talk to people. Nobody is going to allow this nonsense. The judiciary needs to be very, very careful. As it is, they've down. We have seen how a minister is building them houses, giving them cars, giving them plots of land, and we think our judiciary is independent. This is not the judiciary we grew up with. I mean, the National Judiciary, is it Judicial Council, should step in and save their noble profession from this rascality, from this banditry, and from these rogue judges that get procured judgment. This is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And the president and his team need to be very careful. They are playing with fire. People are at the top. They are on their last nerve. They weren't. We've said it because our duty and responsibility to speak up, and we'll continue to speak up, and we're not going to allow that. We are not. We're not.
You referenced the fact that a superior court, the Court of Appeal, a 3-man panel sat May 22nd this year, 2026, and restrained Judge Peter Lifo, who gave this judgment, and said, wait a minute, just stop right there. Don't, because it was obvious to them, apparently, that this guy was up to something no good. So they said, just wait a minute. We would hear this matter, the substantive suit, October. How did this guy...
It is the executive, it is the APC that is engineering all of this. Say no more. He's just a pawn. And the National Judiciary Council should step in and penalize this rogue judge. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. They're going to set this country on fire.
Sir, are you saying to the world that in this Nigeria today, we've arrived at the juncture where a judge, a lower court officer can disobey a higher court, right, and go rogue?
Right. And this is exactly what we are seeing. There is a loss of independence of the judiciary. Not only that, they are losing the credibility and trust of the people. Recently, 9 Northern elders, academics, and Professor Gambari, Bugaje, Professor Jiga wrote a paper raising the alarm about the state of the nation. One of the biggest things they raise is that there's loss of independence of the two arms of government. The executive arm of government has them all in their pockets.
Both the legislature,
the legislature, the National Assembly that's supposed to check the executive. They're doing nothing. The judiciary that is supposed to, they're doing nothing. So he has them. And this is exactly what we are seeing. That is why they say, oh, whatever they do, whatever shenanigans they do, they say, go to court. I heard there's a saying that credited to former President Jonathan, that if somebody tells you he does something wrong and say go to court, his brother is the judge. But this is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu always says: go to court. We will do whatever we're going to do, go to court. We already have the courts in our pockets. This is dangerous. It's not sustainable. This rascality, executive and judicial rascality, cannot stand. All they want to do is to stifle democracy and reduce the choices for people. But I have news for them. ADC will be on the ticket in 2027. It is going to be on the ticket, on the ballot in 2027. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will lose this election. And the things they are doing is making them increasingly unpopular. And they are doing this all because they are nervous. A very confident leader that says he has 30 whatever state governors and so many number of this thing will allow the space. The more you do, the better for me. They are nervous because of what they have put this country through. But it is tragic that our judiciary, and our National Assembly. And I've castigated our National Assembly over the years. I've said they are a do-nothing National Assembly that have not represented the people, their constituents, all across. And now the judiciary is showing this. This is a big shame. We know the judiciary we grew. We have friends in high office in the judicial system. This is not how they were trained. This is not how they were mentored. Who are these young judges doing all this rascality at the behest of the executive? This is a shame. I have news for all of them. This is not going to stand. ADC and all the other parties will stand the election. They will be on the ballot in 2027. Whatever they do, if they do anything differently, there will be trouble in this country. I want Nigerians to know, many of the people in this government, they have a second passport. They think they will leave this country, set this country on fire and run away. It's not going to happen. They're so selfish, they're so reckless. I've never seen a more reckless government than this, doing this. As if this country, we are all your spoils of war. People voted you in, and they have every right to vote you out if they are not happy with you. And that we will do come 2027. ADC, Accord Party, Zenith Labour Party, and all the other parties will be on the ballot. If you have better things to tell Nigerians, go sell your wares and let Nigerians vote you in. That's what democracy is. End of story.
A curious dimension to this was the Attorney General of the Federation, Alhaji Lateef Fagbemi, who is meant to ordinarily be a defendant in the case, turned around to become, a co-plaintiff. How do you respond to this?
It's sad. I'm really, I've had people that know him. He's a good, decent man, an SAN, a man of faith. For him to be allowed to be used this way. I always raise my hands and say, God Almighty, do not put me in any situation, any position. I cannot speak the truth. He earned a SAN. It's allowing politicians to mess that up. He's better than that. That's all I have to say.
The the looming elephant that cannot be, ignored is that even the other four were just, put the actual party that was targeted is the ADC. Absolutely. Because of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. How do you respond to this?
And these people, the APC and their apologists, they don't know who Atiku Abubakar is. He's an old horse of veteran of politics. When he was doing his politics with Shehu Eradua, where was Ashwaju? He, Abiola, and Shehu Eradua, where was Ashwaju? Ashwaju knows his value, and he knows Atiku Abubakar is a formidable foe when it comes to politics. But let me tell you the optics that's playing out, and they need to be very careful. That all these shenanigans they're doing is going after a Muslim northerner. Trying to eliminate a Muslim northerner from contesting in 2027. This is the narrative that's going around. Everybody has the right to contest. All you're after is, I don't want northerner there. Why? People should understand. The bulk of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vote came from the north, 62%, Muslim north. So here you are, Muslim northern candidate is coming. He will, in the presidency that has not been kind to people that voted him in, you're not going to get those votes. The Southeast, forget about it. Peter Obi will get it. The Northern Christians, Peter Obi will get it. Even in the Southwest, Lagos, he will still lose it if there is a free and fair election. He's not going to win Ocean State. So even the Southwest, he will win only 4 out of 6 states. They are in panic mode. They truly are in panic mode. And they think if they edge the ADC and they don't give people choice, especially people in the North, the choice is only between Peter Obi and him, or people in the North will, without a choice, just go and vote him or not vote at all. This is their calculation.
You think so?
Oh yeah, no, this is their calculation. They've done all this. They are just throwing this now. They've done all these calculations before this. They are throwing it, and this is their modus operandi of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Throws things in and sees how people respond. If there is no pushback, they push, they push, they push. We're not stupid. People need to be given, and people demand, and it's a right of people to have choices. If you want to play the ethnic, the religious, like they did, then go and play it. But it's the right of people to go and choose whoever they want to choose. You cannot restrict the choice of people. You cannot. So they are afraid of Atiku Abubakar, and he knows. He knows Atiku Abubakar is a formidable political foe, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will lose the Muslim votes in the north that brought him to power. He will still lose Lagos, he will still lose the southeast, he will lose Oshun if Farak Bashola is there. So where is he going to get the votes? Where? The wife is busy running around, scooping votes from Christian notes. They won't vote for you. The son is running around, city boys, disconnected from realities of our people. You are dancing when our people are in the forest, under your father, when our people are hungry. You're dancing, city boys, disconnected from daily realities of our people. All across this country, people are hungry. And you think rise when the time for election comes. So, yeah, they are afraid that their target is not the party itself, but the candidate that is there. And now that we have Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi on the ticket, they will have a force of nature to contend with.
Oh, seriously?
Yes. Rotimi Amechi is not a joke. He was the Director General of President Muhammad Buhari's campaign.
Twice.
It's all over the place. He's not new to the North. I mean, he has a traditional title in Daura. He's not new to the North.
Seriously?
Yes, he does.
Wow.
He's not.
So the North is pleased with the choice of Usman?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. It's a formidable force.
Oh, really?
that absolutely. He's acceptable in the North.
Wow.
He is. Lang Aman and Daura, that is his traditional title.
Yep.
In Daura,
Yep.
he worked assiduously in President Muhammad Buhari's campaign. And President Muhammad Buhari knew the contribution of Rotimi Amechi into his success. And you cannot go to, when people say, you cannot go and say bad things about Rotimi Amechi to President Buhari when he was elected. You cannot go and whisper he did this, it was dismissed.
Wow.
But he knew his value.
Yes.
He knew his value. He had, I don't know if this is the place to say it, all the three political contenders in the 80s. I mean, I was honored to be called by each one of them long even before they started talking. I want to do this, I want to do this. And of course I ask questions, like we all must. I want to do this, I want to do this. Why do you want to contest? What do you have? How are you going to take care of our insecurity, our poverty, our hunger, the ethno-religious balkanization that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is bringing? How are we going to be fair to everybody? All of them. Mohammed Hayatuddin called me to his house. Rotimi Amechi called me to his house, and President Atiku Abubakar too. Ask the same questions. Because I'm not going to go and campaign for anybody and mention his name. Why? How are you going to take care of these problems? There is no one person that can tell you he knows everything.
Yeah.
None. But you need to hear from him. You need to hear how can you contribute? How can you contribute? Who do you need? A very good leader is a leader that brings everybody together. Every one of them. Every one of these contenders of the ADC could have been the president, an excellent president too. Mohammed Hayatuddin, look at his record, a very solid technocrat that knows Nigeria. Rotimi Amechi was a speaker, a governor, and a minister, and very known in the north. A traditional title holder in Daura, the seat of the Hausas in Nigeria, very well respected by late President Muhammadu Buhari. Atiku Abubakar is well known. He's been in the forefront of politics since Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in politics, with the Abiolas, with Shehu Eredwa. He is solid. He is not going to be rattled by this. Look at the leader of the ADC. Who is the chairman of the ADC? David Mark. David Mark, a general, person who's been through it all. That's why he's not rattled. If they brought somebody that they can rattle, look at the people. Aregbesola, are you going to rattle Aregbesola? So they can do all their shenanigans. Things are continuing in the ADC, and ADC will be on the ballot in 2027. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will have his hands very full. But allowing everybody to contest and to vote for whoever he wants to vote is the foundation of any democracy. And we're not going to allow you, Mr. President, and your apologists to stifle our democracy. Because I said it here before. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from his words and deed, is the greatest danger to our democracy now. I said it here, and I'm saying it again. Maybe they will be out there waiting to arrest me.
Noted. Prof, insecurity has become, has assumed a nightmare scenario for all of us Nigerians. If we thought it was something that was happening over there and would never come here, now it's knocking at everybody's, doors. How did you get here, Prof? And I speak with such a heavy heart with regards to the Major General Rabe Abubakar, who sadly lost his life when he was kidnapped together with his wife, and he died in captivity.
Right. Let's talk about the press statement that was issued by the. I read it. I mean, I shook my head. This wasn't vetted by senior officers. It's very dishonest. How do you know natural causes? So it's like trying to minimize.
Exactly.
It's just like Governor Zulum. You remember after the Jili?
Exactly.
You said, oh, that market, after the Jili bomb by the Nigerian Air Force that killed over 200 people, he said, oh, that bomb was, that market was closed. So they're trying to minimize and give excuses for awful things that happen. It is terrible. Shouldn't have happened. Back to reality. For the last, he's been there, and he was there for close to 2 weeks before he passed away. It was terrible. I personally know, I know him.
Wow.
I know General Rabe Abubakar. A fine soldier, a gentleman too. Fine officer. I'm from Katsina, he's from Katsina, he's from Batari. So a major general, a retired major general, could be abducted, he and his wife, by this illiterate, untrained, ragtag bandit. A bandit that is known. There's a clip of the governor of Katsina State. He said it, Muhammad, this same bandit that kidnapped this guy. Everybody knows he was born in Matazu. His parents.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He's not foreign. He's not from Mali, Niger. Oh, what people don't understand is that all these bandits, all these bandits, it's not like Boko Haram that moved from Maiduguri to Woro or to Oyo State. No. Bandits do not stray away from areas of their operation. They don't. Whatever nonsense they do, they come back. Turji, his area of operation is this. Rogo Gide, when he was doing his nonsense, the areas of operation, they don't stray far. They don't. Especially this bandit. There's a clip by the governor that they had this was a long time ago, I think several months ago. They had security meeting before, and he mentioned the name of this Muhammad. He's the Muhammad that is bothering these communities. We know him. Everybody, he was saying. And he said they would have a security meeting. Yes. He said he would call a security meeting, and by the time he leaves, this Muhammad guy in the forest knows what they discuss at the security meeting. There's a clip.
And that's the guy who kidnapped his.
Oh, yeah, Chelli Muhammad. The point I'm saying is that there is a value chain. And the governor was saying, so there must be an insider in my meeting, there must be an insider in the security, there must be an insider in the community, they do not operate in isolation. I know because I've been involved in this for the last 6 years, going to the forest, involved in rescues and all that. They have, and when things like this happen, you cannot go to them straight and say, give me this. And how old are they? Young kids, in their 20s or 30s, doing all these rascalities. They have parents, they have uncles, they have in-laws, and they respect them, and they hear them. We have had to go as far as many states to go and talk to the parents of a bad guy that has done things. The parent would call him and he would obey.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There are influencers, there are interlocutors, but you have to have the local knowledge to understand all of this. From Abuja, you won't understand all of this. Thinking you just go to him straight and say religious, no. There are many releases that did not involve even giving pure water. There's a parent that knew nothing, that know nothing. They're in deep forest with their cattle. They're in the forest, you don't know what these kids are doing. You go to them and tell them, they would call them. Get them released. Okay, this is what happened to the general. The general was abducted. He was in there. And you have to understand, and I'm saying this because I was involved in some of this. The military will not just go and do gun-ho and kill everybody in the process, a collateral damage, and kill the general and his wife. And it wasn't only them. We saw pictures. There were other captives too. And when they abduct these people, more often than not, a lot of the time they don't know who they are. It is the media that profile their captives for them. That is why, if you notice, throughout the time of his captivity, I never appeared in the media, especially Hausa media, because they are waiting to hear, who is this, who is this? And then the more they hear our voices, the more they hear the voices of people, the more they elevate. They say initially they didn't know. Anyway, but the big picture is General Rabe is gone. May God Almighty give him Jannat, reward him with Jannatul Firdaus, and forgive him all his sins. And his wife. I understand. I may be wrong. This was what was, the social media, that this bandit offered to release the wife, but she refused to go. She wanted to remain with her husband. Because she said if she left, they would kill him. That was what was going on. She refused. She had the choice of leaving her husband. And can you imagine, God forbid, you abducted with your wife, you would want her to go. He's a soldier, he's stoic, he's been through that. She refused to go. Her husband died in her arms. They refused to allow his medications. His family says he doesn't have diabetes, he doesn't have hypertension like the Katsina government statement. But at our age, we're all taking 1 or 2 medications, but they refuse medications. We've worked with this, that we sent Ghana must go medications to the forest because we know there are some hostages they shot and all that. All this stuff. They refused. The wife had the choice of leaving her husband with the permission of the husband. Go take care of our children. Leave me here. She refused. stay with her husband until his last day. And when they handed over his corpse, they refused to let her go. And I'll tell you, everybody, now as I get older in all of this, previously I used to get a lot angry, go to the media, and realize that a lot of people that do things in the quiet. Because sometimes talking makes them do things that are worse. I know there are lots of people that we did our part, reaching out to elders. We have Katsina elders, generals, people that have been in government. What can we do? How can we escalate things? Everybody is doing those, clerics, traditional rulers, everybody was doing his part to see how. Many will never know. Nobody will know. But God Almighty knows people have done their part. And the military, we did not expect them to go gun blazing and kill everybody. But the wife was kept when they gave the corpse. And everybody knew the wife was a trophy for them. They were not going to allow her. I have never seen Katsina more down, Katsina more angry than now.
Katsina State.
Katsina town.
Katsina town.
He's our son. He was our son. A major general, a 2-star general. Dehumanized. The military, the government could not save one of their own. How do you expect them to save us? And Mr. President, you're coming to us in 2027 to vote you in when you left our son in the forest to die? What are you going to tell us? What are you going to tell us, Mr. President? And we need to talk about the widow. We must give credit where credit is due. The Nigerian military, our gallant forces, did what we know they can do, what we know they have done all over the world. They went and rescued that widow. I understand she was shot, but they rescued her. This is the Nigerian armed forces that we grew up to love and trust. And we know they can do it. The question is, what is stopping them from doing it? What the politics? What in the political leadership or the military leadership is preventing them to do that which we know they can do? The Nigerian army, the Nigerian armed forces, and the government have never seen the military more angry than that. From the recruit in the war front, in the barracks, to the generals, retired and serving, very angry to see one of their own dehumanized, a 2-star general. What are we going to do as a general, walking around with the stars shining and the fatigue, when one of us is there and we cannot save him? Well, they have acquitted themselves, the Nigerian armed forces. This is the Nigerian armed forces we know, we trust, we have seen, that has acquitted itself in the Nigerian civil war, in all the operations it's conducted all over the world and this country. They are taking hits. From January to now, 5, 6, 7 serving senior officers. A major, 3 lieutenant colonels, a colonel, 2 brigadier generals lost their lives in service. And now a retired major general. You think the military is happy with all of this? And soldiers have been killed all across the land. So we salute our military, and the leadership of the military and the political leadership need to do better to let them do that which they do best, to bring peace to this country.
Prof, you've said quite a lot on this. Let me try and let's interrogate one or two of these issues you've raised, poignant issues you've raised. Number one, has the community failed? The traditional institution, socio-cultural institutions? How have these layers of authority failed that has allowed these young men, as you reference them, to rise and become alternative governments, as it were?
I've been screaming this for the last six years, all over. Nobody was listening. Even during Buhari, when they didn't want us to go into the forest. And I meet some of the officers now after they retired. And I've said it. We Fulani elders lost control of our youth. I remember we went to see I and Shegumi, we went to see Chief General Obasanjo when we were going into the forest, because we went around telling our elders why we were going and the reason we were going. So I stood up and spoke. Said, Mr. President, we Fulani elders have lost control of our youth. That is why Fulani kids are now bandits. This is not the Fulani that we were. This is what they have become. This is what they have become. Kanuri elders, Boko Haram. Anybody knows the history of the Kanuris. That's where we are. Igbo elders allow their kids to be IPOB and ESN, wanting to break this country. Many were not born when their parents and grandparents saw the civil war. Yoruba elders allowing their kids to be Yahoo, to be cultists, to be all over the country. So I sat down. So Obasanjo, the President Obasanjo said, Prof, you're right. We have all elders. He says, I've done my part, and it is your part. I look at you and say, I as an elder have not lost, I did not lose control. We brought you up. But you, at your age, you are right, you elders have lost control of your youth all over the country.
This was President Obasanjo saying that.
Yes, yes. This is wisdom of an elder. Because they were elders, they brought us up, they educated us, they invested in our education. But what have we done? What has our generation done? It's a failing of our generation. End of story. Many of these governors are younger, are my younger brothers. Many are my younger brothers. My generation has finished all its governors, all its ministers. Many of the ministers. It's the failing of our generation, that the generation before us invested in us. We did not steal. My generation is what has broken that which is the ladder we have climbed. So yeah, it's a failing of all of us, our generation. And I feel particularly, you hardly hear me talk about Boko Haram or IPOB, because I do not know, and there are people a lot more qualified than I in all of these communities to speak up. Predominantly what I speak about is the banditry, that which I've invested my life and to understand. And it pains me more than anybody else. This is what where we have gone. Now the routes to Katsina, there are only very few left that you can go.
Safe.
Yes. Yes. They're strangulating.
Wow.
They're strangulating not only the economy, they are destroying the fabric of our society.
So the entire state, Prof, if I get you right, is more or less strangulated.
Absolutely.
Wow. Really?
Absolutely. All the roots getting in there.
Wow.
The roots getting
Katsina state under the siege of bandits.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's been there. Over 60% of our state.
Wow.
We have 34 local government. Over 60% of the state is under siege.
Wow.
By bandits. So when I hear people talk about Christian genocide, it is the Christians that I killed, I shake my head. I want to slap one or two people. They don't know what we've been going through. Over 60% of my state. At one time, before the second flare-up of Boko Haram and ISWAP in Borno State, at one time, Borno State was safer than Katsina State.
Yep.
This is a state where we had a president. State where we had a president. And we are sitting here, the managers of our security are here telling the president propaganda. The security is better. 70% of the insecurity is cured. That was what I had the Minister of President said the Minister of Defense said the other day. Over 70%. It was under him that we had that thing in Malumfashi, where people in the mosque. We are burying our dead quietly. 70% of the insecurity is cured. That was what I had the Minister of President said the other day. Over 70%. It was under him that we had that thing in Malumfashi, where people in the mosque. Our people, we are burying our dead quietly. 70% of the insecurity is cured. That was what I had the Minister of President said the other day. Over 70%. It was under him that we had that thing in Malumfashi, where people in the mosque. Our people, we are burying our Security in Katsina has been deteriorating by the day.
General Tuko Buratai, of course, Lieutenant General, former Chief of Army Staff. When the news of Major General Rabe Abubakar broke, I'm sure something broke in him too, because Rabe Abubakar served under him. You know, I can't recall General Tuko, speaking like that. And he said, we've played with the tiger's tail for long. This thing we think is so far, like I referenced earlier, that soon we would begin to witness senators, governors, ministers being taken. What's your response to that?
No, it's true. No one is safe. And this is the honest truth.
But that's not the feedback we get from the Minister for Defense, the National Security Advisor.
This is the propaganda machine. You remember Hitler, he has gurgled to spewing the propaganda.
The Senate President, Prof, says it's politicians that are doing this.
Yeah, what does he know? He doesn't know anything. That just tells you they're clueless. Annoyingly so. The president knows nothing and doesn't care to understand. No, he doesn't. He doesn't and doesn't care to know. Who? Akpabio from Akwa Ibom. What do you know about the security in Katsina? You don't even care to know. All you want to do is sharing money in the Senate. Look, that is why if you're the president, you can come from anywhere, get people around you that understand. The economy, with security, there is no amount of propaganda that will spin fence. With the economy, people feel it when they go to the market. Hunger is there. The cost of living crisis. You can't spin and say, our GDP, our foreign direct investment, our foreign reserve, who cares? Our life is no better today. It's worse than when you came. With insecurity, you can say whatever you want to say, the reality is there. Lost 7 southern officers in 6 months. We've lost a major general. Many of our villages are deserted. People have been killed every day. People have been buried every day. And you're coming to tell us here in Abuja, talking, the Honorable Minister of Defense, that all is well. I heard him the other day say, I saw a quote, I don't know if it's him, but attributed to him. Well, the Iran-Israeli-American war is what is causing a big problem. They cannot buy ammunition. Give me a break, Honorable Minister. This war was just 3 months. So there is something. Our leaders, especially leaders, managers of the economy or mismanagers of our economy, and those doing propaganda in defense, should for goodness sake stop insulting us. There is this saying that leaders have forfeited the right to make any excuses. You say you can do it. When General C.G. Musa was appointed the Minister of Defense, everybody applauded. Did we not? So Badaru doesn't know anything about defense. Now we brought in 4-star general, all will be well. Has it been well? It hasn't. The least general you can do for us is to not insult us. Speak the truth. Accept the fact that there is a problem. Because I honestly do not see, and have not seen how they're going to solve this problem. They haven't told us how. How? It's beyond the military. It's not the military. Military is just this. I've said it again and again. We're giving money to the military. 99% of the problem is non-military. There's a role for the military, a definite role for the military. Without the military, these guys would have overrun us. There's not going to be a military solution to any of this. We must sit down and rethink. Say they talk about security, architecture, they change the service. Nothing changes after that. Nothing. And we have our boys in the front line being killed every day. And we expect peace. There has to be. And I don't see that continuing. And I don't see them seeing the light with this government. We have to understand. In psychiatry, there's this thing we call insight. That is, a person who has a psychiatric problem that admits, yes, I have a problem, which is inside,
Yes.
has a better diagnosis than a person who has a psychiatric problem and says, no, I'm not mad, I'm not. That is inside. So when you are interviewing a psychiatric patient and clearly you see and the family are saying he's this, and he says, yes, I have this problem, take it. That's a good prognosis. But if he says, no, no, I'm fine, it's my wife that is bothering me, then the prognosis is not good. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government does not have insight that we have a problem. We must admit there's a problem. All he's interested in is taxing Nigerians and taking loans. But we do not see where these loans are going.
We've covered quite a lot, but let's look at solutions, or I mean the way forward in your crystal ball for 2027. So all the political parties, we know their candidates. A few have chosen their vice presidential candidates. Atiku has chosen Amechi. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Daniel Bola sat here and told me clearly that it's the choice of the president to nominate his VP. Because I said, it's Kashi. He said no, it can't speak for the president. So we don't know who President Tinubu is running with. Peter Obi, of course, is co-counsel. Once again, I know you touched on it briefly about Amechi. What do you see? The viability of all these tickets?
Right. And if the spokesman of the president is not going to tell you about the future of the vice presidential candidate, then the president or the presidency should come and talk to Nigerians. Don't we deserve to know? Don't we deserve to know? Is it going to be another Muslim ticket, or are you going to drop Kashim Shettima and bring the Christians like the Americans are breathing down on you?
They are?
Yeah, they know that. The Americans and the Christian lobby groups in Nigeria saying they're not going to support the Babachir laws. They're not going to support another Muslim.
But is it a bad idea to have a Muslim peer with a Christian? Is it a bad idea?
A Muslim
president peer with a Christian?
It's always been like that. It's always been the natural thing. He's the one that did that, and I spoke about that, against that. Yeah, and I said about it. That's always what that does. It's not only that this thing is being inclusive.
Exactly.
People don't feel included. How do you expect them? If I don't see myself in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, if all I see is Yorubas from Lagos, how am I going to trust this government? This government, that is why you have this federal character thing in our constitution, that people should be included. Even in the local government, everybody must be included in the government. So forget Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ticket, whether Muslim, Christian, Muslim, Jew, Muslim animist. Nobody is going to vote President Bola Ahmed Tinubu against 2027. Nobody.
As diehard fanatical followers.
Yeah, maybe they'll vote after the rise, after the car, after the Lagos boys and all that, But if we're honest with ourselves, who are we? Why are we going to do that? All right, back to Peter Obi and Konkoso. I mean, I had a brush with Konkoso that
last time you talked about that.
Yeah, and I reported him to all.
Definitely, as you should. Right,
because if people don't know, he did not mention my name, but he was saying they should do pata pata.
Yes.
Pata pata means it's a coded message. They should do violence on me because I criticized their ticket, and their ticket. I say it has a problem. It has an issue. Konkoso is losing his grounds in Kano. Even locally, he's not going to win. They just did the calculation, we were going to win. And I don't think the Peter Obi team realized that he was going to be a liability, because what he does in Kano, he does it when he comes up, is going to be a problem for them, right? Calling for violence and instigating violence and all that is going to be a problem for them. And Peter Obi still has not made any headway into the Muslim north.
You think so?
No.
That was the reason. It was a strategic move to bring Kwankwanso to deliver, split the vote with Atiku.
That was this. The last time Atiku didn't get Kano, but the votes. Nobody in Kano is going to vote for Peter Obi. There's the honest truth.
Really?
Absolutely. I don't think anybody in Enugu will vote anybody else but Peter Obi. Let's be honest with ourselves. Peter Obi, the North has a lot of questions to interrogate His tenure as vice presidential, as a governor of Anambra, legitimate questions that people are all angry I raised. No,
But that's the said he helped to assuage some of these feelings. That's the Honorable that's Babamed, Senator that's Babamed, Yusuf, his VP, says he took him around Etsunukwe, the Shewa Brano and then Sokoto.
He must have done the rounds, but it doesn't change the past. Like I said, the evil that men do lives after them. You can't erase what he did. And people are seeing, people in the north, and this is the truth. Peter Obi's ticket has always been an Igbo-centric and Christian. He was in churches all over, telling the churches, there are videos, the churches must take our country back. From whom? From whom? People in the north are asking. He still has not distanced himself from IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu. The other day I saw a clip saying, Nnamdi Kanu should even have been arrested.
You don't agree with him? He says we're just talking, that everybody talks.
Right. So but he went through trial for 10 years, convicted in a competent court of justice. So if they catch Turji, you want me to say, he's not a terrorist, he was just a freedom fighter. I mean, these are words unbecoming of a person who, it's okay if he wants to be a leader of Indigo, but you want to be the leader of Nigeria, you're bringing this. So, yes, so Muslim North is uncomfortable with Peter Obi because of what he did to Northerners during his tenureship as governor. His party, essentially, and it's not broken, it's not changed, Igbo-centric and Christian. And we've seen his clips. He's been to churches, telling churches the church must take the country back. From whom? He has not distanced himself from IPOB and his support for Nnamdi Kanu. These are issues he must answer that people in the north, Muslim north, have not been comfortable with.
Atiku Abubakar and Amechi, especially what value Amechi is bringing to that ticket.
Amechi, I mean, I didn't know Amechi when he was in Buhari's government. In fact, I was attacking him and my good friend Nasser El-Rufai and during Buhari's government. I got to know him when he pivoted into this thing, and I was honored for him to have called me. He invited me to his 60th birthday at the Hilton. Okay. At the Hilton, and I was honored. He called me one-on-one when he decided to run. Yeah. Said, Prof, are you interested in politics? I said, Excellency, what do you mean? So he said, are you interested in politics? I said, why do you think I spent 3 weeks in Kuje? Was it just to talk? And we were laughing and talking. And he told me this is what he wants to do, what he intends to do. And I asked him questions. And I asked him the pitfalls, and I asked... And you were satisfied? Oh, yeah. This was... And Mohammed Hatini is our elder brother, also sat down with me. So I'm honored. And Vice President Atiku Abubakar, again, sat down. I'm honored that they think I'm worthy enough for them to sit down and talk to me and for me to ask questions. It doesn't mean because I supported you the last time, I must support you this time, because we have questions for you. What are you going to do for security? What are you going to do our economy, the hunger, the ethno-religious balkanization this president has brought? What are you going to do with all the loans this president has taken? Ask them all and hear them and give them my advice.
Let me ask you once again, I know you touched on it earlier, but let me ask you again. So Amechi is a good pick for VP for Atiku?
Absolutely. It cannot be any better.
Seriously?
I'm serious.
That's fine.
It cannot be a better candidate than Amechi, to be honest. You could have made a good president. Hayati could have made an excellent president, and Atiku Abubakar made an excellent president. Absolutely. Much better than...
What do you see in your crystal ball in 1 minute for next year election?
Next year election? The question to us, is there going to be an election?
There will be, definitely.
If they continue through this pathway, if they continue trying to decapitate the opposition, I don't think Nigerians will allow this. But this is the modus operandi of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's politics. Push things to the boundaries of no return and then pulls back.
So let me ask us again, in a free, fair election
Free,
scenario,
fair election, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be defeated before 12 noon.
before 12 noon,
Absolutely.
and who wins?
Atiku Abubakar.
Some are saying it has no pathway, that is not electable, he does not have charisma, he does not have, nobody is with him, no governors.
Does Tinubu have charisma?
No, they say Atiku has no governors with him, he has nobody. In fact, Atiku is broke, he does not have any money.
Did Peter Obi have any governor when he got 6 million votes? These governors are a liability.
Wow.
When the time comes, they will go back to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and say, "Okay, we can't." They will try and save their seats. They cannot influence people to vote for any president. They can't. They can't. Who was Nasir El-Rufai was governor in Kaduna State. He was the arrowhead of Tinubu coming. Tinubu did not win Kaduna. Did he?
No.
He did. I think won Kaduna. So all these governors, they're getting the president's money. When the time comes, they will try and save their skins. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not coming back. If there's going to be a free and fair election, it's not going to come back. And we will fight. I mean, I wasn't into this politics before now, but they're getting me really irritated that we are going to go in. We are going to really make sure we educate our people, who go around the people and say, re-electing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu again in 2027 will be suicidal, particularly for our people. Insecurity is where it is. You want to bring more hunger. The children are unemployed. What is he coming to do?
Nice place to anchor. I think the absence of good people in politics allows bad people to take over politics, and then we're the worse off for it. Prof, always a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I'll see you again very soon.
Thank
Definitely.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.